So this is the last in a series of video-based lessons on introductory concept in data warehousing and business intelligence, starting with a slide that sort of reinforces the notion that data warehousing and business intelligence go hand in hand. DW convert data into information through the four-component process we described in the previous recording. BI then uses that information to convert it into knowledge through the use of analytical tools and methodologies that can result in more informed and higher quality strategic decision making. We use the last few slides in this presentation to discuss the DWBI market trends and issues. The market has matured considerably since the mid-90s with strong vendor consolidation, especially around major tech players in the database and ERP markets such as Oracle, IBM, SAP, Microsoft, and few others, although there are still plenty of niche independent players as well as growing open source movement. The specialized players tend to concentrate on one particular aspect of the data warehousing ecosystem, such as system administration and operations, including hardware, data integration and warehouse design, analytics, BI, and information delivery. This slide outlines some of the major uses of DWBI systems by industry. As you can see from the table, there is no shortage of need for strategic information in each of these industries that allow a company to answer the most critical questions it faces today as it tries to steer itself in the right direction and gain competitive advantage for tomorrow. This and the next slide lists some of the major players already mentioned before, together with a few smaller niche players in the various aspects of DWBI systems. As we know already, the major RDBMSs are Oracle, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, IBM's DB2, and several others. OLAP servers are typically classified into roll-up or relational OLAP. They run the multidimensional queries on data stored in RDBMSs, can handle extremely large amounts of data, but are relatively slow in query execution. MOLAP, or multidimensional OLAP servers, implement the traditional multidimensional databases and typically have faster response times, but are more limited in the amount of data they can handle. Some of the OLAP vendors include Microsoft with SSAS or SQL Service Analysis Services, Pentaho's Mondrian, SAP Business Object, IBM's Cognos, SAS, etc. Going further downstream towards operational data sources, a host of ETL tools is available for data staging your warehousing system. Some of the major players are Microsoft SSIS or SQL Server Information Services, Pentaho's Kettle, IBM's Infosphere, Hyperion's Application Link, etc. On the front end of things, a whole host of query, reporting, visualization, and analytical tools is available to choose from. Some of the most widely used are Microsoft SSRS or SQL Server Reporting Services, Tableau, MicroStrategy, Oracle's Hyperion, Pentaho's BI Suite, SAS BI, Cognos BI, Jaspersoft, and many, many others. We use the last few slides to describe several DWBI issues and trends. On the front end, significant advances have been made with information delivery to the business user. More chart types and ways to visualize large and complex data sets, together with interactive nature of visual manipulation, are available now than ever before. Advances in parallel processing and storage technologies allow for implementation of real-time data warehousing, handling of unstructured data, think Hadoop and NoSQL, and very fast in-memory databases. Some of the other advances include DW appliances, where software, operating systems, DBMSs, and hardware, servers, and storage are seamlessly integrated into a high-performance platform. Some of the vendors include IBM, EMC Dell, HP, and others. Advances in query tools with multimedia visualization of results, intelligent query request routing to pre-summarized views rather than actual tables, and support for extended SQL have also been made in recent years. Data fuse, for example, in GIS applications, and integration of not just multiple internal external data sources across the enterprise, but also different applications and user interactions have made significant strides over the last several years as well. Finally, continuous advances are being made in analytics, from pattern recognition and data mining applications in exploratory data analysis, to applications of statistical tools like regression and predictive analytics, all the way to finding new uses for optimization and simulation techniques in the area of prescriptive analytics. In the preceding series of videos, we introduced the basic concepts, methodologies, and tools of data warehousing and business intelligence, or DWBI for short. DWBI came from organizations' needs for strategic information that can be converted to actionable intelligence with the objective of improving strategic decision making. We discussed in some detail in Muntz and Kimball's approaches to building data warehouses and described the four major components of any data warehouse: data sources, data staging, data storage, and information delivery. We finished by describing DWBI solutions by type, vendor, and industry, and discussed some of the major issues and trends. We will now move to the more practical side of things and discuss the design and implementation of a simple retail sales data warehouse using MySQL Server first. We will thoroughly familiarize ourselves with the data and demonstrate the potential uses of such a warehouse. We will also demonstrate the multi-dimensional cube design and use, and introduce Microsoft SQL Server on another simple data warehouse example.